Cold Creek, what's going on? What up? Yes, Josh. You know exactly where I'm at. That might be a hit. See those trees right there, Josh? I was fishing on that bank just 2 days ago. That flat right there where me and you fish, that's where I was. And there was still a good probably 8, 9 foot down to the water. And just in one day, it has came up this much. I wanted to go back down there, but I got here and I was like, holy cow. Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna we're gonna try it, but it's 351 Cleveland. What's going on? But like I said, I don't know how good we're gonna do because it is. I mean, insanely high. It's coming up way fast, and it's just I'm not a big fan when it's coming up this fast. Zach, it is high, buddy. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's she's rolling, so we're gonna. It might be getting a little bump there, but it could be debris. There's a lot of trash and debris. I actually wanted to fish about another 80, 90 yards that way, but with the debris, there's too much debris in behind the lock. There's way too much debris. Yeah, Cujo, you're right. We wanted it up, but not this much. Hey, Greg, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, we wanted it up. I mean, the fishing had been before it made this big massive jump, folks. The fishing has been absolutely fire the last few days. But it was also probably, I would be safe to say, a good 15 foot lower. What's up, New Jersey fishing maniac? What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I'm getting another rod rigged up for a donkey bait. I've got 2 rods right now rigged up with a shad. I'm getting ready to rig up one with a big old carp head, but I gotta get it rigged up yet. So, and it's raining. I was all excited. Thought, man, I'll get to fish for once, not in the freaking pouring rain, because it's been just absolutely pouring rain on me the last few trips. I mean, if you got like my last video I just dropped this morning, it was just pouring rain, thunderstorm. It's just been story of my life for the last 3 or 4 trips. But yeah, Danny, he chose the smart route because he's below the Ohio confluence, and he chose to opt out because he would have got himself in some trouble. With the flood water because it's coming up, and I had to walk in here. Normally I can drive in here, but I had to load my wagon up and walk in here a pretty good ways because they've got everything shut down for the flooding, and I had to drive through flood water just to get in here. So, like I said, we're gonna give it all we got, but I'm not too optimistic with the how fast it came up. That's what's got me. Uh, that's what got me concerned because I love high water, but when it's either on a slow rise or been up for a bit, that's why I like it. It is not. It is came up entirely too fast for my liking, and also the fish, they don't like it any better. Well, we're gonna give it a good while. We're gonna give it a try, and hopefully this rain blows out. Just every one of my rods is covered in mud yet. My net, towel I got in my car seat, it's freaking covered up in mud. It's just been, yeah. But yeah, the last few days, folks, I've had some phenomenal fishing here. So, but like I said, we're gonna see how it works out. I should have bought our light rod with some night crawlers. Probably could have caught some, throwing like 20 foot off the bank here. Probably could have caught some carp and stuff for you guys, because there's just when I was walking down here, you can see like a bunch of dead worms that had drowned laying all over the road. And Catch fish with us. What's going on? What's going on? So, trying to get it rigged up here. Bag here and get a bunch of crap ton of lead here. I got a friend of mine, Will Jett, he's supposed to be coming over here. And we'll see, he'll come down here, maybe we'll get a few more rods in the water, maybe we can get something going on. This next rod, I'm going to actually walk right there on the ramp, and I'm going to chunk a bait literally right down the center of the ramp, because there's a little cut on each side that kind of gives a little sheltered spot where then fish can get out of this current. Like I said, I actually wanted to fish about another, I don't know, if it gets rough here, I may have to try to deal with the debris, because these fish may want to get out of this swift current. But the current where I've got them thrown out, it's not horrible. So, but like I said, I would have rather been fishing about another 100 yards that way. All right, let me cut a carp head up. I'll get them out there. This is one of the baits of the day right here. So. All right, got a big old carp head right here. Get him out there and see if we can't get one of these big old river monsters to take a snack. All right, folks, my buddy Will Jett just showed up. We're gonna 30 south. Come on over here, Will, and tell everybody hello.
What's up?
He's one of me and Cujo's partner. He's our partner. Me and him and Cujo, we are partners for this live tournament league. We do quite a bit of fishing together. We fish a lot of the same areas and stuff. So
We have to. We live in the same area.
huh?
So we have to. We live in the same
Yeah.
area.
But yeah, folks, this is wow. This is insanely high. So I mean, all we can do is try, you know. So, but like I said, folks, I was here day before yesterday, here Friday, and that pointed trees right there, there was actually a strip of ground that stuck out about, good 30 yards out past that tree and then dropped down to a slope to the river. That's why I was fishing. And just in one day, this thing has came up this much. So, it's going to be, it'll be interesting. So.
Like
All right.
I've had these for about a year.
Huh?
I've had these.
Oh, have you?
About a year in the box.
Oh. bring a hammer. I had a hard time finding a spot to stick mine in the ground, get all the rock. I forgot my hammer. And Will's gonna try to get his rod holders set up. So, oh, that's awesome, Dirty. Here's got his born his first big channel cat, an 8.5. That's a good channel cat. That is a real good channel cat. I don't care where you're at. That's a good channel cat. Yeah, so I've got kind of like a little flat. Like it goes down. There's a little flat, then drops down off into this river, and I'm trying to get my baits right along that ledge. And I think those fish will be cruising along that ledge, looking for dinner. So if they'll hit. Like I said, this is a pretty extreme rise. So that's the only thing that got me really concerned. I tend to have it on a slow rise. I tend to have really good luck on an extreme rise. It's tough. But with that being said, a lot of times, like say the main river is coming up on like an extremely fast rise, you can get into a tributary that's like say has normal flow, and as the river starts backing up into it, a lot of those fish will come in there to get in there. But we've had like massive flooding, so the tributary we're fishing in is dumping just as much water as the main river is. So we got all kind of trash, debris, and all kind of goodies coming down. So, but I am seeing like carp and stuff right along the edge, rolling and stuff. So these fish, there's definitely bait in the area. So there you go. I got a few fresh shad. I got some. If you want a chunk of that carp, Will, you're more than welcome to. I got another one in the wagon. So yeah, we got some hickory shad, gizzard shad. I'm sorry, threadfin shad, gizzard shad, and common carp is what we're slinging today. Ooh, there we go. My buddy just hooked me up. Got some big old 14 ounces. Yes, sir. And this is doing normal stage fishing out here. You can fish this with 3 to 5 ounces, like where I'm sitting. Absolutely no problem. Now we're having to chunk like 14 ounces or better just to keep the baits down. Yeah. Yep, Dirty 30. The bite, like I said, the bite has been absolutely on fire here. Thursday, Friday was on fire. But then, like I said, it rained, and it made a massive jump. So, like I said, we're definitely gonna give her hell. That's for sure. Big wrench. I just got 3 out. I got just 3 rods out. Kind of hard to see with the trees in the backdrop, but I have got 3 rods out. My buddy Will, he's gonna have 3 out as well. So we'll have 6 rods out, and we may have another old boy that's showing up. So, well, Coot, I figured you were gonna be heading out of town tonight, so I was like, and I know you had stuff going on, and I knew you probably got your driveway, like I said, was washed out. Like I said, I almost went to a spot where we get our bait a lot of time down in the bottom, down what we call it Mempro. And there's a pump station right there. And I went in there yesterday, and I couldn't hardly pick the throw net up because all the carp in there. And I was I almost went there. Thinking maybe I have gotten on good fish there in the past. But with the success I've been having over here, I didn't want to not come over here. So, but ain't fishing. How you girls, ladies doing? Two of my favorite ladies right there. So, but yeah, like I said, we're definitely gonna give her all we got. Got some good big baits out there, and with that say, we might have to actually downsize maybe a little, but we'll kind of see what these fish are doing. So, I mean, the last 2 days when I come home here, I mean, it was almost immediate. The bites, we got with the bites were on almost immediately when we got here. So, oh. I don't know if that's debris or. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's debris. I'm gonna reel this one rod in. It's got torqued over pretty good. I think I got a bunch of debris in it. Did I drop that on you? Huh?
It didn't go over.
Okay. Chucked that one up pretty shallow. Let's see if this man came in like super shallow. All right. Like I said, this is crazy high, so how we doing, Sharon? Give this a little long arm, and I might readjust here and actually go. Oh, like I said, if I walk up that way another 100 yards, I'll get into some really like some calmer water. But the problem is there's so much freaking debris just sitting in there. So yeah, Levi, Will just showed up. He just showed up, so he, like I said, I don't know, Levi boy, it's crazy high. Definitely gonna try it, but like I said, you'd almost you would probably kill it with some worms right now. Yeah, I'd watched. Let's see, how much water expecting? Oh my gosh, ladies, I'd have to show you a picture of the graph. They're calling for almost like a 30-foot rise or something. Yeah, I see that. Well, I'm not sure if that's debris or not. It's not. It might have broke free. I don't know. But then my end rod, that's got a ginormous carp head on it. I'm not gonna get too excited about that rod unless it just absolutely folds. So, yeah, lady, I don't like I said they're calling anywhere between 30 to 40 foot of water rise. So by the end of the week, where I'm sitting right now, it'll be underwater in probably another 2 or 3 days. But then it's gonna go all up till sometime next week, and if we don't get any more rain, it's just gonna drop. Like I mean, it's just gonna go. So yeah, I think I'm getting a bunch of debris. We may have to make a slight move. I may have to go take a little bit of a walk here. I can't. I don't know if that's a fish or debris. I'm gonna say it's debris because if it's a fish any size on a 14 footer, it'll really rip that rod over. It's one thing I love about that rod. It'll load up on a fish pretty good before they realize they're really pulling on it. So plus I can throw that thing a country mile. Now I probably could have put my boat in at a local lake we have and probably actually ransacked some channel cats today if I would have went where the creek's dumping in, or near the mountain bike bridge. Me and Cujo call it. There was a spot where the water's blowed out. And you can, like I said, when that water's gushing to them channel cat, is I think it's Levi. I think it's Will's turn for custody today. Will's got to take you to get ice cream. I think afterwards. I think. Hey, Will, it's your turn. It's your turn with custody for Levi today, right?
What is it?
It's your turn for custody with Levi today, isn't it? Because he's asking who's claiming them today.
I don't want to claim the ones I got.
Yeah, I should have, like I said, folks, I should have bought a daggum a lighter rod with some night crawlers. Because I am seeing a lot of carp and stuff like right on the bank, right on the bank. Channel cats in particular will get like, I mean, stupid shallow. Whenever, oh my God, my 14 footer, it's got a bunch of debris, I think, on it. Yeah, it keeps bending. I might have to reel that one up again, guys, and try to chunk it. Yeah, let me check it. Golly. Y'all will, you got debris. Well, all right, what we got here? Ohio to 30 feet on a third, expected to be 6 feet by Wednesday. Good Lord. Oops, what did I do here? Well, folks, give me just a minute. I'm going to take a quick walk, and I'm going to see if I can find a hole in this debris field up here. I got a spot that would get me out of this trash-filled water, but then on the downside, I'd actually be going into a spot where there's a bunch of debris. So, Greenwell, what's going on, brother? Man, buddy, we are trying to fish this flood water. Mike, that line of trees over there, I was just like the Friday, I was fishing like 30 foot past that, and I had a slope down to the water. Now it's just gotten insanely high. So that's how we're doing. So I'm thinking about taking a walk, about 100 feet that way. I want to see there's a hole. Looks like I might have a hole up there. I could maybe get some. Well, there is one spot right with a. Boy, I don't know. Either way, I think I'm SOL, but now what's going on with this rod? All right. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, I do have a hole up here. I could probably slide into. So, but I'm gonna give this like another 15, 20 minutes yet. But there is a hole up there. I might be able to, and it won't be too horrible for me to pack up and take you guys with me up there. So, yeah, it'd be pretty easy going. So, but I want to give this here just a bit, just to see, I think something might be messing with that very end rod. So it keeps dropping slack on me. Oh God, the flood water. Huh? No, I'm on my channel. Danny's side Metro Live today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was actually fishing on the sand channel, and the water was starting to go around his car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's blowing out Ohio Conference. So he was getting like, bad flooding. So and actually he was live trying to head back to the house, and he had to go 55. That's sleep. That rain. Sleep.
Yeah, sure is. Oh, snow today.
Is it really? Outstanding. Got some sleet on it, y'all.
Oh, in the area. My boy's supposed to be coming over here. He's bringing some night crawlers.
There you go. Man, if you got a lighter action rod, maybe like a medium
Just
light rod,
just bait rods.
that'd be perfect. I guarantee you guys, I'm seeing a lot of carp activity right here. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give it about another 15, 20 minutes here, guys, and I'm gonna make a slight adjustment. I'm gonna go up. All right, who's the $20 super chat? I can't see who it's from, but thank you very much. Aaron? Thank you. Yeah, Aaron, this is where, like I said, I've been getting on those good fish, but I've been telling these folks, like I said, this tree line over here, that I was 30-foot past. I was like right in there, like Thursday and Friday, was in that area fishing. But it's it's mind blowing how much it's came up, and it's far from done. Yeah, it's gonna come up way, 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 way more. Yeah, so we're gonna.
That's just crazy. They got them gate closed.
I know the boat
I've
ramps
seen
open.
water all the way up here to the parking lot, and they've been open.
I know. I've seen it wave. Yeah, literally, I've seen it this
I
time.
my boat out here one day,
Yeah.
and the water was up to there.
Oh, I think they were concerned with. They were doing some electrical panel work down here too.
You know what?
Some electrical panel work down here too. That may have been why. But yeah, it's like I've seen higher than this, and they've had that gate open. Yeah. And matter of fact, me and Cujo fished right here one day, literally like. Man, I ain't so sure if I ever dead man. That's why. Yeah, thin. There was an Asian carp in my line. That's why. All right, folks, I'm gonna reel up here. And I'm gonna make it just a slight walk back at the bank here, but try to keep live. Hopefully I don't lose service, but we're gonna make a little slight adjustment here.
I'd hate to be trying to come out of that lock right now.
Huh?
I'd hate to be trying to come out of that
Oh
lock
my goodness,
right now.
yeah. Yeah, we got all kind of salad stuff, so we're gonna make a slight adjustment. Go up here into this flat, which is normally a manicured mowed area. Where we're going, we're gonna try that and see. That last tree is there. All right, folks, let's take a little walk here. Like I said, this was not. We're getting way too much salad and debris in the lines, so we're gonna we are actually going to go where the lock is coming out. So, and we got some dead water up there. And normally I'm a fan of fishing where I got current, but in this situation, these fish are more than happy to get away from all the trash and the debris. And with that being said, all your bait fish, like your shad, your carp, skipjack, what have you, are thinking the same thing. They just want to get away from all the trash and the debris. So we're going to go up in here and see if that's the case. So I've done this before in the past, and I've had pretty good luck doing this. So, but I know I am so freaking ready for the dadgum rain to quit. I wanted the river to come up, but I also was hoping it would come up on a nice slow rise. So, but this is a crazy. All right. All right, we're gonna try this. I don't know if this is gonna be any better or not, guys, because we still got a lot of current rolling around. Let's and we got a ton of logs and debris out here, so I mean that's what we're gonna be throwing into. So with that being said, I will probably stop right here. Okay, I've got to get a new tripod too, y'all. My poor tripod has seen its better days. So too many times it slamming down the side of. Yep, wipe off my lens. All right, and let me get my dish rag out and everything. All right, a little better, I guess. All right. Okay, let me try to get my rod moving. right, but we gotta give it just a few minutes here because I've got a bunch of debris coming down. So we're gonna try to let it go through before we throw our rods out, because it's getting ready to catch my 14-foot already threw out. So good golly. All right, let's try this. What's going on, Darren? Like I said, y'all, I'm gonna have to bear with me because I've got this massive pile of debris. I've got so much debris I'm trying to fight with here. My 14-footer is loading up. I've got a bunch of debris in it. I'm gonna have to pull it up and get it already. kind of short chunked that one because we got a bunch of debris coming in yet. So I'm gonna try to. Oh, it's gonna be this constant battle fighting all this stuff. So much debris. Much I hate to do it. I may have to go back down to where I was and just fish with all the trash and lettuce. I gotta walk back down there anyway. I left my net down there, so. But we're still hanging tough down there, so we'll have an idea if something's coming up in there. Yeah, this may not even be doable, folks. It is. The amount of debris that's coming down is just unbelievable. Yeah. On the end rod, it's already doubling over from the debris catching in the in the line. I was trying to come up here because the debris is all on top right here. It's just because it's just floating all the debris here. It's floating on top. So honestly, I don't think there's that much debris on the bottom. But so it's just trying to fight stuff on top. I'm trying to see if there's any fish up in this maybe calmer water. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that rod in already. All right, maybe we'll get a few minutes here without any debris. So, but I highly doubt it's debris really packed in there. So, one of the joys of springtime fishing, fighting the trash and debris. Like, why was that? I wasn't having so much debris in the on the top of the water column. It was all down on the bottom because I actually had current. Here we're sitting kind of in an eddy, so all this debris it's just stacked up in here like crazy. So we may just end up, like I said, end up right back where we was. But I want to try to give this a little bit of time too, because yeah, I know. I was just telling them I had to go down and pick my net up. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be up here, because I may have to come back down there with you. Yeah, I'd already told him I was going to walk back down there and get it. Yeah, I said I may have to come back down, but you use this crap. Yeah, you don't have the debris. The problem is you don't have the debris on the bottom. It's got the debris on top. I know, I thought about that too, but yeah, I know. I tell you what, I think it's cut good down the middle. Think that right in there, but we wouldn't be able to get a surface on that. I don't know, I may give this a little while. I really would have over there. Oh yeah. Pop yellow if you need to get some help. All right. Let's see anything. Whew. Yeah, Danny made the right call not fishing today, because he was on stand day and literally had water like coming up so fast it was starting to come up around his truck, and I believe he had to take a different way in, way home than when he did when he left, because the water was coming up so fast. Now, once this debris clears out of here, which I'm hoping in about another 3 days or so, it clears out. And if this would stay up, and stabilize, it would still be some really, really good fishing here. But the debris needs to get out of here. And honestly, if I had been able to bring my boat, uh, if I'd been able to bring my boat, there's a little cut that's on that far bank over there. I actually would have went up in. Yeah, this is a dangerous time to try to fish like the main river. I don't care if you're in the Ohio, Tennessee, Mississippi, wherever. This is just a very, very dangerous time to try and fish in a boat. Smoky Mountain, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, like I said, I can see Will way down. He's about 150 yards down the bank from me. So we'll kind of see what he does too. I may end up scrapping this area completely and driving probably another 40 minutes to a spot that's in another tributary that's actually way, way, way up in a tributary. And there's like a pump station where they pump water out of these bottoms. And I may go in there. Actually, that's where I got my bait yesterday. So, and there wasn't a whole lot of debris in there. So it's it's tight quarters. And I should have bought my shorter rods for that spot. So, I don't know if can get service there or not, y'all. But if I do any good, I'll definitely post some video. But like I said, I'm gonna hang tough here for a while. So, Lisa, how we doing, girl? Yeah, be seeing you and Aaron here in May. Some of the other folks at the gathering. Be my first year going to the gathering in Tennessee. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, the whole family's coming with me. That was a gar actually came up right there. I seen the spots on his tail. That's one thing about this particular spot I'm in. Once the water goes back down to like normal flow, and the water temperature gets in the starts getting in the high 60s, 70s, I won't fish here because it's just there's not enough current and there's too many gar. With the exception of during floodwater. Levi, I don't know, buddy. Like I said, oh, let's see, Will's down there by the ramp, and he's fighting trash on the bottom, and I'm fighting trash on top. So I don't know, buddy. I don't know. We haven't had any hits yet because it's almost came up too much. So I don't know. I may end up pulling out of here and going to another area. Not sure yet. So I'm being hard headed because I just know what I've caught in here the last few days, and I want to give it a little time. If any of y'all hadn't checked out my latest, I dropped a video this morning. About 6 a.m. I dropped a video. I was fishing in this area Friday. I caught a pair of 50s, a couple fish in the 50s. One was like 50, right at 50. One was like 51. And then I caught an 85 pounder. I caught an 85-pound blue with numerous, like some 20s and 30s to throw on top of that. So, and the day before that, I caught a 52, I think, and some 20, couple 20s and fish in the 30s too. So, and I lost an absolute giant, which I'll probably put that video out too. I lost one. I was probably very close. I think that fish was in 80s or better. I had a bonehead moment. I had one of my reels, one of my ancient mariners. I had a drag locked down because I had been fishing in some really nasty stuff. It was just yanking medium-sized fish out. So I was using uh, using my drag, just basically ripping them out of the cover. Well, this fish hit, and I didn't realize how big it was until he surfaced, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I went to reach for my drag, and you'll hear the fish splash, and he took a big old dive and just snapped my line. Aaron, buddy, I know you say that, but I don't. A lot of my areas up here, I can't get service. I cannot get service, and I love going live for y'all, but when I'm hunting these big fish, I'll shoot production video because it's just getting. That's the biggest issue in this area is getting service. And I'll be honest, the only reason I'm getting service right now is because I'm sitting about 30 foot higher up on the bank than I would normally do. And usually I'm way down there and actually like another 30 yard, 40 yard down in there. And I'm down in that hole and I don't get hardly any service. I mean, it'll come and go, but it's really sketchy. Like I have fished here sometime during a live tournament, but it's just constantly dropping in and out, in and out. So it's just, I don't know. It's, you know. Now, Levi, you can try maybe above the lock. I don't think there's any debris on top up there. I know the current's rolling, but not to say the fish ain't up there. They definitely, the water's high enough definitely for them to get up in there. So, and I'll be honest, that's kind of something that's kind of been going through my mind too, is maybe trying above the lock. I know a lot of folks are going with the Starlink, but good Lord, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's got like a real fine drizzle right now. It's which, like I said, it's better what I've been fishing in the last 2 days. I've been fishing everything from pouring down rain to thunderstorms to dang near tornado conditions. So, yeah, I got the fish in here. Oh, I guess it's been 2, 3 weeks ago. We've caught some big fish in this area. some really good fish in this area probably the last month. Levi, he's caught 2 of his PBs. Well, actually, he's caught his uh, like 3 different times. He's caught his PB, and then the first time he was in here with me, we was in my boat, and we was locked in, and he caught it. And then he caught 2 of them off the bank, right in the spot. So this is the big fish area in the spring. I'm hoping to get another PB this year, but that's gonna. I don't know. It's once the river gets all the debris out of her and the water warms up, I'll start throwing like giant baits. Good God, I got a bunch of debris coming in here, y'all. I don't know if you can see it coming up. Got like a reverse current going on, and it's getting ready to wipe out this line right here in a little bit. So. Yeah, like I said, the river, believe it's predicted to come up like another 30 to 40 feet yet. So, and with that being said, that's going to be like where I'm sitting will be underwater by probably by midweek. Good God, I guess you only 40 pounds? Right there. Okay. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying. Yep. If the conditions would have been the same they were last Friday and Thursday, oh man, I had no doubt in my mind I could have fulfilled that. I'll be honest. I knew the water had came up. I didn't fish at all yesterday. You know why? We uh we don't get to see each other a lot because she works nights as a nurse. I work a lot of crazy hours during my job during the week. So we spent the day together, but I did leave for like a couple hours to go get bait. I had to go. I went and caught bait, and then we ended up spending the rest of the evening. But it poured in, poured rain, and I knew it was coming up. I didn't realize how bad, y'all, until I started driving in here, and I was driving through water and debris, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And I come up to the spot, and I was just shell shocked how much it came up. Because, like I said, I was showing y'all earlier. Because right here is a flat right here, it's like a whole big old flat manicured grass area that and then it just drops off to the lock. So, in normal water, it's about 23 foot out there. So right now, there's probably close to 40 foot of water out there. So, and it's still coming up. Oh, 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 oh. I jumped the gun on that one. I'm pretty sure that would have channel cat the way it hit him. Plus my hook rolled into the bait. So So I'm going to put a fresh bait on it and I'm going to get it back out there. So that's encouraging. Ooh. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure that one that would hit with a channel cat. Oh, good golly. I just threw that one end rod. I just launched him out there pretty good. Because they're trying to get right there where the channel, where the lock channel is. And I may have messed up doing that because it sure looks like I'm already tangled up in debris. I'll give it a second, see if whatever debris may have pull out of it. But it sure don't look like it, does it? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that middle rod, there was a channel cat. It wasn't hitting real hard. And yeah, I hook a big one. I hook a big one in this one. It's gonna get interesting, folks. If I hook a big one in this, all this trash and debris, it's gonna get real interesting. And I'm actually kind of throwing out these other two rods a little farther than I would like, but I can't. If I try to short chunk them, got all this trash going down this bank, it would be constantly pulling line down. So I don't know, the end rod, not a whatever debris, and it may have got itself out. So hopefully that's the case. But there goes my end rod here. It's when I got that big old carpet and big old pile of debris is getting in there right now. That's kind of how I get these little patches of debris that'll come in, and then they'll kind of give me a little break, and then Oh yeah, that rod's just loading up with the with all the debris. Yeah, good golly, that's so. It's part of it, guys. If you're gonna fish this floodwater, it's part of it. All right, let's give this a minute to. Hey Warren, let's give it a minute for this debris field to clear out before I throw back out of that crap. Yep, the joys of springtime flooding. Flooding. Got all this debris. Yep, Warren. Just like a kind of. I do have a spot, literally, I would say like 60 feet away, but I think it's getting ready to get closed in too. I don't mind it if it was just settling next to this bank. I wouldn't care. I mean, I could throw over the top of it, you know, and then just have to worry about, you know, if I hook a fish, dragging it through that. But I'm kind of letting it clear out where I can at least throw it out over the top of it. Devin, no, I just had a bite a little bit ago, but buddy, this stuff has came up so crazy high. You can't even, it's debris. It's probably came up, I don't know, 20, 30 feet in the last 24 hours. But I mean, that's the story. I don't care. Seem like what part of the country you're in right now. It's that way everywhere. And the thing is, y'all, I'm seeing like rough fish like coming up and feeding. So there's definitely fish in here. And I'm kind of keeping an eye on my buddy. He's way down the bank and he's fighting this. I'm watching him. He's fighting the trash and debris. He's fighting bottom debris because he's in the current. And I come back up here. Yeah, Levi. Let me know, man. If it's better above the lock, shoot. Yeah, shoot through Messenger and let me know because if it's any better above the lock, because it sure ain't. I got this big old pile of garbage right in front of me here. I can't even. Well, I could probably throw this one out when I get it rigged. So just kind of see where it goes. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and clip that off because while I was pulling through that debris. Yeah, I think so. I think Danny, like I said, he's able to make it home, and it got getting pretty sketchy for him too. After today, I may take a break for a couple days to let the conditions stabilize a little bit. Oh yeah, I got a man. It'd be great if this debris would just go on down, and then I'd be set. Oh, yeah, like I said, at least I believe Danny was able to get home. He just probably had to make a bunch of detours. That's good. One of the things down in his part of the country, you got little side roads just everywhere going through that bottom ground. And Danny knows every one of them things from when he used to work for the county, and plus whenever he getting bait and everything, he knows all the little roads and everything. Right, y'all, looks like I might be getting a hole here. Let me see what this next pile of debris is going to do. Because the problems I've got right here now is the wind is blowing down. So that is what's. So I need to see what this next pile of debris is going to do. I may just go ahead and wing it and go for it. All right, folks, I'm gonna watch the debris field just for a bit. I want to see because got a bunch of wind has switched now because it was blowing down, now it's blowing that way. Hey, half sister, how we doing, buddy? Boy, I can only tell I'm trying to fight the debris. I don't even have a line in the water right now. I'm trying to gauge this to where I'm gonna see what this next pocket of debris. I may move slightly, getting only like 40, 50 foot down. So, but if anything, I could throw back up this way and still hit this quieter water. But I'm gonna watch this debris for a second. I want to see what it does. Like, kind of weird, it's kind of like breaking up in this wind. So, all right, Levi, good luck, buddy. Like I said, you try above the locker. There's definitely no debris up there. You may have a lot of bottom debris. You may get a lot of stuff on the bottom. So, God, I know I could walk all the way up to the lock. I'm literally wouldn't even be fishing in nowhere close to the channel. I'd be fishing in pretty much the visitor center yard, and I could be out of this debris field completely. But I just don't know if that would be productive. If I had my boat, Mad County, yes, the road. It was on the road when I came in. Yep. So well, that wouldn't have worked either. I was gonna move down, but yeah, that definitely wouldn't have worked either because it's definitely 100% piling up in there. So well, that's what I'm kind of thinking, folks. I'm gonna move one more time, and I'm literally gonna be fishing in the locks like yard, but there's no debris there, and I can at least get some lines in the water. And I'm thinking if I really, really bomb a couple casts, I could probably get into fishable water. So that's what I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna go up another 100 yards. Like I said, the water ain't gonna be very deep, but with that being said, on these flooded conditions, these fish will get in like some insanely shallow water, and it'll be better than this. Cause at least I'll be able to get lines in the water and fish for you guys. Yeah, folks, I ain't no quitter. I ain't gonna give up on you yet. I'm just gonna keep adjusting until I finally here you go. I had to hit a little bit ago, but I'm making an adjustment. I'm getting all the way up literally into the visitor center's yard, so to get away from all this debris. All right, y'all. Let's go for a walk again. So I can get up here. I've been watching this for a bit now. I'm, we're gonna be fishing on like some really shallow water, but there's no debris. So, and if I really launch some baits, I think I could probably still get into some fishable water, y'all. So, well, if anybody's got any recommendations on a good tripod, let me know. I have been going through tripods left and right. I've been getting the last couple from Harbor Freight, and they've about done better than any of the tripods I've used. I gave up on the Walmart ones. They ain't worth a darn. And this poor thing I got here, I've got screws, bolts, and everything else trying to hold it together. So, yep, half century. We're moving up, getting away from this dadgum debris field because it's just I couldn't even keep a line in the water. So at least here I can get a line of water for you guys. All right. That's one thing about this springtime flooded fishing. You do have to keep adjusting accordingly. All right. All right. This old carp head out there. Gonna step on a little bit just to wash it a bit. Okay, let me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like the long uh, rods because I can reach out into. Hang on a second. Yeah, I can reach out pretty far into that old tripod. She's shot. Trying to make it work here. Okay. Yes, sir. Sometimes you gotta really reach out. And actually, where I just made my move, it's helping because I can actually I'm reaching out to the channel to get out. Basically, I'm throwing into where they keep their like grass and everything. They do activities and stuff. All right. Yep, fish flesh. You ain't no joking there. I'm eating. Probably get some duct tape for the old tripod. So try to adjust this thing up just a hair. All right, there you go. So if the rod does go down, maybe you can at least see the tip get ripped over. So yeah, cause last few days I've been fishing about probably I don't know 300 yards that way. Wildcat, man, that wildcat, yeah, that's why I ended up moving up in here because this stuff has came up like 25, 30 feet probably in just in the last 24 hours. Because Thursday and Friday, that tree line way down there, that's where I was fishing. And I was getting, I mean, I had some phenomenal. I caught an 85, a couple 50s, a bunch of 40s and 30s in the last few days. So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, we moved up here trying to get out of this debris field, and hopefully these fish will come up in here. What's up, Levi?
What's going on?
Gonna try down below.
I was just seeing what it looked like. I wanted to see get a couple.
Yeah, I was right by that tree, but I couldn't keep Raj in the water. And then Will, he's way down below, but he's fighting debris on the bottom. That's the only thing I'm worried. Cause I don't think you're gonna have debris. I'm talking to Mr. Levi, y'all, Mr. Zepco. He come up here. He's gonna fish, but I think he's gonna go on the other side of the into the actual tributary we're fishing. He's gonna go up there and try above it. But the only thing you may deal with is debris in the bottom. With that being said, I wouldn't like launch your baits out super far because they're going to be feeding. They're going to be tight to the bank because that's what they've been doing. So, and you got good water right off that bank. You're going to have 30 foot of water right off that bank. So hit me a message if you do any good.
That's all built up.
I think honestly, if they're feeding, I think you'll do good. You know, I have one hit here down there. I think I'm a channel cat though. Better now. So, but Will's son just showed up a night crawler, so they ought to catch him on the worms. So be careful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that. We're gonna give this a go for a while, see what happens, and I may end up relocating to somewhere else. I don't know yet. I think we're gonna be fighting at debris for the next several days. Have you looked at the river graph any?
A little bit.
Yeah. Straight up, and I hate it when it does that.
Yeah, it's a little built up in front of the lock, but that's about it.
I think if you go up more towards the parking lot down there, you might get away from that. I don't know. It's worth a shot, you know.
Yeah. There was an old boy bow fishing up there.
Jeez, how the heck are you gonna? Can't even. I mean, I've been seeing all kind of stuff coming up, but I ain't seen nothing you could shoot. You know.
You say he didn't see shit down there?
Yeah, like I said. So, well, folks, like I said, we're definitely gonna give her a while here, and we're gonna see what happens. And like I said, I'm out of the debris field now, so at least I got the line. I got lines in the water, so. Sometime in these spring rains, I've literally have fished in like 3-4 foot of water and flooded fields before, and just absolutely hammered them. But that's also when the river's been up and stayed up, stable for a while. That's a big difference fishing in floodwater. If you're fishing floodwater that's been up for a substantial part of the time and stabilizes out, and you get back in these creeks, flooded fields, it can be really good. It's just when it comes up like it has in the last 24 hours where it's really tough. And plus the water temperature is still in the low 50s, so that's kind of, you know. I've got a shad with a 2 post rod, and this close one I got a big old giant carp head. So I want to get at least one donkey bait out there. Nope. Oops, is that it? Oh, okay, guys. We're getting a little action here in the middle, Rob. Getting a little action. Yep.
the shit out of the last couple times I went down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of acting like a channel rat. You got the way. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? We're doing good, buddy. Just, man, this water has came up so stinking much. I've changed location twice because debris, the amount of debris in the line was just, it's horrible. So I moved up here. I'm in some pretty calm water, but looks like my middle rod was getting, looks like a dang old channel rat was hitting. That's one thing about this particular spot. There is a bunch of channel cats in here. I was night fishing in here. I guess it's been about a week ago. One night, I caught a couple of really good blues that night. But the freaking channel cat, I lost count on how many channel cat I caught that night. How much is it? Yeah, it's crazy how much. And it ain't done, Matthew. It's far from done. It's gonna come up another 20 plus feet yet, or more. And the problem is too, when it comes up, it's just gonna go drop straight back down. If it was to come up and stay up for a while, oh man, you get some really unique fishing opportunities. But when it comes up and it just drops like somebody drank a drain plug, it fishing almost shuts down. If it starts doing that, I'll switch it up a bit and maybe hit some lakes or something. Might try to load the freeze up for some full crappie or something, you know. But honestly, the river, it should have been doing this a month ago. It should have been blowed out of its banks like a month ago. It should have been way up, you know. I was actually starting to get concerned there for a while because how low the river was throughout February, March. It was so freaking low. It was just so.
How long are you giving this spot out?
I'll give it another. Come on. I'll give it at least another good hour. You know, give it an hour and see what happens. You know, but if this don't pan out, I don't know. Maybe go try to hit one of the flooded creeks on the Missouri side. We'll see. Oh, that being said, I'm probably gonna have to after today. I'm gonna probably give it a couple-day break. Let's at least let the debris and trash and kind of watch the river graph, see what it says. So.
Yeah, I ain't been since last Sunday since we did that live with Danny.
Dude, Thursday and Friday, the fishing, it was phenomenal.
I caught one decent shad out of City Lake finally, though.
Did you?
Nothing else. One big old red horse sucker.
Well, that's what I caught that 85 on.
First toss, I threw it about 20 more times than that damn thing.
Yeah, I had a red horse sucker that's probably
Right?
that big for body section. And I had it on that rod right there. I had it out there the entire time I was there. I was like, that rod is going for a giant on that one. And I was literally packing up because I was out of bait on my other rods. And he hit it, and he didn't even hit it that hard. He just kind of boom, boom, and he pulled down once. I got the camera turned on, and he just kind of, he loaded up about 8 inches.
There you go. There you go.
Got it. All right, guys, fish on, fish on.
Need a net, man?
Yeah, you might. I don't even know if this fish is that big. It's just there's so much salad and trash, and I throw my bait over a ledge. Like I don't think he's that big. I really don't. But I'm not no big head shakes. I'm wrong a lot. Oh, yeah, okay. A little better than I thought, y'all. A little better than I thought. That's great. I bet I told him about the rock right here. Oh, river cast tackle 12 out. Got him.
Stuff it out now.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait on this boat. Oh, here we go, guys. All right. Nice floodwater kitty. We'll get a wait on this guy. Let me get a wait on this guy. We'll see. I'll be honest. He didn't hit that hard, so I didn't get too excited.
Might change your mind now, huh?
Man, let me show you something, guys, real quick. Look at this fish's gut. They're in here in this floodwater because you have night crawlers, just by the thousands coming up, and these fish are up in this floodwater, and these tributaries feeding on these night crawlers. And in turn, you got all the bait fish coming in. So, let me find my scale here, y'all.
How shallow does it get over here on this side?
Huh?
How shallow does it get over here on this side?
Well, right now, I'd say there's about 10, 12 foot of water in there.
Might be all right then, huh?
You just won me $5, Jerry. He's and I was betting you would skunk. I bet you would. Never bet on the underdog, dog, Josh. You know that. Let's do Gerald the net out and all that good jazz. All right. It's 429 the net. Let's tear it out. Everybody. Well, y'all, I gotta get me another fish sling. I had a fish sling from FOA Customs, but someone decided they needed worse than I did, and they walked off with it. So. All right. 33.64. So this fat fish just got such a big old honking gut on him. All right, let's get this guy back. All right, that one came off a. Yeah, that one was on a head section of shad. I don't have a whole lot of shad, but we'll get one launched back out there and see if we can. All right. Well, I got to order me a new net handle too. Crack my net. Wife ran on my net handle a while back on my hydro web, so I need to order me a new handle. Yeah, this poor thing can end up giving out on me.
I might go grab my rods and throw up into that pool.
Yeah, good. Yeah, buddy. Be right here. I'm going to spin the camera on you, you know. Get one. We got. Ooh, all right. What do we got? River cats. What's going on? Let me make sure my phone is charged. Yep, it's charging. I went and got me a new battery pack after the last tournament. That first tournament. Oh my gosh, we had all kind of issues with phones dying and everything else. My battery packs I had were crapping out on me. So, all right, guys, we officially have a fishing show. We have the skunk. The skunk is off. No more skunk. And I got Mr. Duncan $5. So, all right, guys, I need to catch a 7-pounder for Aaron yet. And y'all, I was just saying, I didn't think I was gonna have to fight the debris, but I got this big old massive pile of debris that just came through the lock. As long as it stays out there, I'll be all right. But it's acting like it's gonna start coming in towards the coming in towards the bank here, but hopefully that Eddie catches it and swings it back out towards the thing. Like I said, yeah, we just had to. Land, I'm telling you, a big net is it's a lifesaver. I mean, any of y'all that have been with me since I started my whole YouTube page, you know, when I first started fishing, I never used a net. First year or so of YouTube, never used nets. I have a video way back in my series where I caught a 93, an 88, and a 70 something off of an animal wing dike one afternoon on a video. Didn't have a net, and I grabbed these fish. You know, got in the water, grabbed these fish, and they just absolutely just destroyed my hands. And then we went back. My buddy, me and Cujo, went back that night and just putting a clinic on a bunch of some 60 and some 40s, and my hands were just wrecked. And after doing that a while, I lost a couple of really big fish next to the bank. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a net. Well, I tried the cheap route first. Went and bought the Walmart cheapies. They worked fine on the smaller fish, but man, I was breaking nets left and right. So my wife and girls, for my birthday one year, a couple years ago, got me the Hydroweb 150. Oh my gosh, been an absolute game changer as far as like netting these big fish and everything. But I got to order another handle for that Hydroweb. So yeah, the Hydroweb, I mean, it's ginormous. I'm a big dude, and I can stand up and it'll come up to my chest. Yeah, it's probably a little overkill, but when I'm bank fishing, I can throw that thing down in the water and guide the fish right into that great big huge loop, and it's just it helps. It really does. But to really weigh these fish like safely and best on them, guys, check out I mean, I'm not affiliated with them in any way or nothing. Just friends of mine. Uh, FOA Customs. He got the fish sling, and the material is super heavy duty material, and you can weigh the fish in there, and it just makes it so much easier to weigh these big fish. And I mean, I know for a fact they'll haul 100-pound fish because Andrew and I think I got debris, y'all. Yeah, it's just part of that dang debris. That big old pile of debris out there got caught in the rod, I think. I mean, if it's a fish, it's tiny. Bunch of dadgum vines and everything, that big old debris field. Give me a little weave. Double okay, what's going on, buddy? All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to give it a few minutes to let the debris clear out before I throw this gun. It looks like my 14 burner is getting some of that debris now, too. What I might do here, y'all, just to get this rod out here, I might sling it up towards the, that way, switch rod holding positions a little bit. I'll sling this one all the way up into the lock wall just to get it in the water. All right, I'm gonna let this debris field uh, lay out. Figure out, move around. I'll readjust these rods because, like I said, the wind picked up a little bit and then broke a bunch of it loose. So, and I'll get these rods back in more key locations once I debris field gets back up against the wall or moves down. So yeah, the fish we just caught, he didn't hit very hard at all. He was just kind of laying there bumping it and just. But that's honestly that's what they've been doing last several days. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a couple of them that just absolutely smoked the rod, like Thursday and Friday when I was out here. But for most of even the big ones were just barely pulling the rods down. I'm not sure why, but Double Hook, what do you got going on, buddy? Let me scroll back to my comments and help me live through this. Oh man, prayers for you, buddy. Hopefully, I know what you're going. I mean, I mean, I got heart issues, but nothing like a lot of you folks. But prayers with you. Hopefully it's not an issue. You know, I've got some other stuff going on right now too. I gotta get some more tests ran, so hopefully it don't turn out to be nothing. So. I need one gust of about a freaking 80-mile-an-hour wind just to push all this debris down out of here, you know, and then I'd be golden. Yeah, there's a lot of rough fish coming up in this stuff. You can see them breaking water. Looks like a lot of quillback buffalo and common carp what I'm seeing. And really, really close to back, I'm seeing some gar and stuff breaking. So that being said, there's definitely bait. There's bait fishing here. So. I mean, you could probably pull up in here right now with the boat, the good draft, and it would probably, well, you'd have a lot of debris in your thing, but I guarantee you it would be just solid red with all the Asian carp and rough fish that's in here right now. Now these fish, they take advantage of this floodwater. I mean, it's a feast for them. And all the night crawlers and bugs and all kind of other critters that get drowning or just washed up in this floodwater. These catfish are just coming here, and carp and buffalo and all species of fish. They take advantage of it. And this would actually be one of the few times I would actually wouldn't think twice about using a big old wad of night crawlers to throw out there. 305, thank you, buddy. Like I said, we got the skunk off anyway. We got the old skunk off, so we're gonna keep at it. Maybe a big one will show up, you know. Boy, it's just a nasty, nasty old day, y'all. Fire rod, yeah, it's debris. I got some more debris coming in. It's starting to pull on in. I'm gonna have to adjust it here in a little bit. I'm gonna let it go to the last very possible minute. So I gotta. Yeah, I got this big old wad of debris. I can see it on my line. I'm gonna kind of wait to see what it does here. Then I'll recast it. But I got this one big pile of debris out there. I'm needing it to get shoved up. That way, then I can get that rod back where I want to get it. But like I said, poor folks, fishing these floodwaters can be really good, but sometimes it can be madly frustrating dealing with all this trash and debris in the water. Yeah, like this is a little secondary river coming off into the Mississippi, and where I honestly should be, like one of the places I key on when the debris is like this bad is I'll find like a little ditch or something coming into it, and this high water will back up into that ditch, and you won't have debris or anything. Or if you do have debris, it's kind of just stalled out, and it can be really good. I have a couple spots, which this week I'll probably fish until the trash clears out of this a little bit. Yeah, it's the dang. I got this big old pile. I don't know if you can see it out there. The big old. Let me turn. Man, I'm not gonna touch my screen. I had a bunch of issues getting it with my tripod. I got a big old wad of debris sitting on them. I'm actually gonna reel it up here in just a second, and I'm gonna recast it. I was just kind of seeing what the wind was gonna do. I've got all the debris kind of washing around. I'm gonna recast this rod and that rod here in a bit, I think.
didn't catch another monster while I was gone, did you?
Huh?
So you didn't catch another monster while I was gone? Did
No.
Money?
Right on the slope. All right, hopefully we can keep out of the debris or keep off us for a bit. Got everything readjusted for a bit. So hopefully we can find a monster in this garbage. Yeah, I should have showed you that last fish had a big old gash on his side because I'm throwing over like to the big revetment bank that drops down to the channel to the lock. So, hey James, what's going on, buddy? Uh, and I had to drag that fish up over that revetment just to get him in. And I didn't even think he was that good a fish because, like I said, he just wasn't fighting that hard. I mean, like I said, he had weight to him, but he just wasn't fighting that hard. He never did take any big runs or anything. And these fish, ooh, I don't know if it was just that 50-degree water temperature, but man, they have been straight ornery when they've been fighting. Man, when you get in the bank, my hands are absolutely just they're a scratched up mess. Thanks, James. Yeah, that was I caught him Friday, right out of the same area, but literally I was 300 yards that way, probably, and there's a tree line down there that I was probably 30 to 40 yards out that way, and the waters came up like 20 plus, 20, 25 foot since in the last 24 hours. So I'm not fishing where I want to fish right now because, like I said, the water's up in the trees down there. And now I'll be honest, if I had the boat ramp, they were allowed. The boat ramp's closed right now. Boat ramp would be open. I would probably be down there anchored up right on that ledge, fishing along that ledge right now, where I would have been fishing on the bank. It's gonna be tough for the next few days with all the extreme high water. And prayers go out to anybody that was affected by the flooding. And I mean, just all over the country, it's just insane the amount of rain everybody's gotten is having to deal with right now. And I think our rain's done here. Like for the most part of it. So, and the river is going to continue to climb for the next 3 to 4 days, I believe, and then it's going to crest. And folks, when I say it's going to drop, it's going to do like what the Ohio does. It's just going to, like somebody pulled a drain plug. It's just going to drop like crazy. Yeah, like Danny, he can't even fish hard right now because I'm above the Ohio River conflict by several miles, and Danny, he's about an hour and a half from me, and he's below that Ohio River conflict, so he's getting all this and the water from the Ohio. So I mean, he's like, you can literally stick a stick on the edge of the bank, and probably watch it get covered up in a matter of minutes because it's coming up so fast down there.
Yeah, it looked like he barely made it home earlier.
Yeah, he had his car and he panned over and the water was coming around. And then he left. The road he came in on was shut down. So he had to go all the way around like 55 and hit a bunch of back roads just to, catfish heroes. Maybe, maybe not. But this is one of my, like for springtime, one of my favorite spots of the spring. But once the water temperature starts getting in the like high 60s, 70s, when it's at normal flow, won't even attempt to fish in here because it's freaking gar central, and there's not enough current. There's not enough current, for big fish. Don't get me wrong, you can come here and you still catch fish, but just my honest opinion, I think the true monsters are going to be out in the main rivers. So, but with that being said, if the river comes up like it is now in the summer, absolutely, I'll come in here, absolutely. But once it starts getting normal stage and the water temperature starts getting to 70s, I hardly mess with it. Just for the simple fact that it's freaking gar central. With the exception, if you go down there when it empties into the river, you can do pretty good. You can catch the fish coming in and out of coming up there in their low waves, and fish and whatnot. So, but I got a whole series of wing dikes up through here now that I got a boat that I hit quite a bit. I got a few spots north of here. I'm gonna try. About midweek, I'll keep an eye on the weather. There's a couple spots north of here. I'll go in and check out. And they're not even creeks. They're just ditches. But water comes in there. We fished. Matter of fact, it was the very first live show we ever did with the river rats a couple years ago, and it was in May. And I was fishing the drainage ditch and doing that one show, doing that live, caught an 88, a 50 something, a 30 something, and some like 15 and 20 out of a little drainage ditch. But the river was high, blowed out, All right, folks. I don't know this Miller rod. I've had a big old carp head on here since I've started. I'm gonna yank it off and freshen it up. When that water temperature starts getting in the 60s, folks, right here, this is one of my favorite baits. Yeah, we've already been in Kentucky Dam. We caught a bunch of skipjack. They are not even showing the slightest interest in skipjack yet, really. So. Yes, sir. Old donkey head. That's a little early yet. So like the real, really giant baits. Cause see, a week ago, water temperature was like 56, but we've had all this cold rain coming in. So I'm gonna, if I have my guess, it's probably back in the low 50s again. If I have my guess. So, but I caught that big blue yesterday on a big old, like probably a 14-inch long, probably a 4-inch diameter round section of body section of a red horse sucker. And I put that one rod out there, and I said, I'm not touching this rod. It's staying there. I mean, the other rods were keeping me busy as crap with the shad. So, Thomas, I just, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes ago, I caught about a 33 pounder. So, caught a 33 pounder. The only one I had, and I missed one bite earlier, which I wanted to say was a channel cat, but I don't know. This fish bit super light too. So yeah, we caught a 33 pounder. So we've got the skunk off, but the bites, it's way slow because, like I said, this water came up so freaking high, and there's so much trash and debris in the water, you know. But I know some of the nice mess of trout for bait. Heck yeah. I know some of the local lakes around here, guys are hammering the channel cat right now. Absolutely hammering the channel cat in the floodwaters, using night crawlers and shad. That's just absolutely hammering them. I know Wren Lake, Carlisle, they're doing really good right now. And I have a local lake right there in my hometown that I probably could have launched my boat in and went up in this little creek and only been like fishing probably 3-4 foot of water, but probably could have just wrecked the channel. And there's some big old channel cat in there, big old channel cat. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get after fishing hard as I can the next few bit, but I'm gonna take a break for a couple of days, let this settle down. But our spring turkey season comes in here in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. So I was chasing the old thunder chickens for a while.
I know they was moving real good yesterday.
Oh my gosh! The last 2 days, the amount of birds, turkeys I seen in the field, Levi. I had birds there right behind the house in the field. I had like 6 or 7 jakes, a big old tom, and about 15 hens. Literally, right where I hunt, like messing around most of the day. They got me all itchy, like. Woo. Yeah, I should have bought a light action rod. Well, not a light action, like a medium action rod and a bunch of night crawlers. I could probably took that thing and launched it like literally 5 foot off the bank, and God knows what you would catch. Probably catch a channel cat, carp, and stuff. And I remember a year ago, me and like 3 of my buddies. River was high, blown out, like a bunch of numbskulls. We had put this little boat. We had no business being on a river on, and we had ran up to a area that was sheltered. We fished up there, and I think we might have caught like 1 or 2 little old blues. Nothing really to speak of. Well, we come back to the boat ramp, and the water was up in the trees. And there was this older gentleman. He was standing about waist deep water, throwing right along the trees. And he had a mess of channel cat and blues that would just absolutely blow your mind. I mean, he was just whacking and stacking them, throwing right along, like 5 foot off the bank, in front of these trees. And like I said, these fish will get up in this brush, all these debris piles. Because that blue I pulled in, I guarantee if I could have made him throw up, he probably would have gurgitated a bunch of daggum night crawlers. I don't know if with another buddy of mine, he's down way down. I don't know if he's caught anything or not. So May 3rd, 20 April 20th, 21st, is when ours kicks off. I know a lot of your southern states and whatnot have started. I know like Carolinas have already kicked off. One of the guys that's on the Mad Cats Pro staff with me, he was sending me pictures of him, and he doubled up. Him and another gentleman, they doubled up and on some really, really nice birds. And then his boy, like a few days before that, had killed one during their youth season. So it's starting to kick off all around the country. Oh, Sean, the amount of debris is nuts. Because when I originally started out, I was down farther. I had bottom debris. I didn't have, because I was in like swift of water, I had bottom debris. It was just building up, building up, building up. So I moved up, so now I've got surface debris. I don't have so much bottom debris because I'm more of a back eddy, but I'm dealing with a lot of surface debris. So, and I would rather deal with the surface debris than the bottom, because these fish will come up in this little common water, look for these bait fish. I mean, that's like you and Epic. You guys flathead fish. You guys look for the same. I know this kind of spots whenever you guys are looking for flatheads and stuff in the spring. The river's all blowed out, so. Seen full got $9. Man, I was like, we went to Kentucky Dam 2 weeks ago, and just every stinking field you went by, there were strut gobblers just everywhere. But they're about a week or so ahead of us, as far as the weather and everything. The morel mushrooms were starting to come up here pretty decent. But I'm sure this cold weather going to drop back down to the 40s. It's going to slow them down. And I haven't looked at the weather for the rest of the week to see what it's going to do as far as temperature-wise. all this wet ground. As soon as it gets back in the nights, gets back in the 60s, it's high 50, 60 mushrooms gonna be popping everywhere. Never seen as many turkeys in my life. Spring. Like I said, we had a good hatch last year. There's a lot of young birds. I've been seeing a lot of young birds, which is good because we've had horrible hatches last couple of years. And one thing about our turkeys around here, nobody predator hunts or traps anymore. So it's just, you got a lot of predators eating the eggs and killing birds off. So Thomas, dang right, you throw a mess of fresh crappie in there too. Woo! That's living like a king right there. That's living right. Go on, folks. We need to get y'all another fish. We need to get y'all another fish. Spring fish feast, yes sir, Tom. Heck yeah. That's like the perfect morning. Go out, shoot you a spring gobbler, find a mess of mushrooms, come in, go catch a mess of crappie, grab a few cold ones, and fry them up in the afternoon. That's like the perfect day.
He's packed up.
Yep. Well, my buddy down below, he's packing up, so hope to find a few more else. Yeah, but they've been finding a few of them around here. But like I said, I think this is gonna slow them down. Like I said, it dropped down in the 40s last 2 days. And, the last 3 days just been dreary, cold, miserable. It's just, I'm ready to see the sun again. But I am happy the river finally came up because, like I said, I was getting really concerned how low the rivers had been. It's just been so low, and we should have been high, blown out a month ago. And it was getting to be, and I love high springtime. I love high water condition fishing. Not like this, but I like it whenever it's either on a slow rise or else it's been up for a bit. When it gets up a bit and stabilizes, like I was saying earlier, you get a lot of cool, op- unique opportunities to fish in different spots on the water side. Yeah, Tom, I know it's gonna be. It's yeah, it's gonna get way, way worse. Like I would say, within the next probably 2 to 3 days, where I'm sitting now is gonna be underwater. This will be another 2, 3 days. This will be completely like where I'm sitting will be completely underwater. So I know on the 19th we have our next live fishing tournament. Might I don't know, depending on what the river's doing, might have to get really creative on fishing that partners. We'll figure it out. We'll get something figured out. So. Well, the old wind has picked up. Yeah, Sean, definitely, yeah, man. There's like so freaking, yeah, it's just been so freaking low down here, you know. I'll be right back, guys. Find anything?
Sticks. Huh? Sticks.
I'm full of 15 pounder out here.
Yeah.
Dude, I know a camp.
Oh,
And then I reeled down and I thought I just had a 1 degree. The thing had a big old gas inside. Can you hold that? Well, I got a line right over that. Was that the wall? Jug him up.
yeah, this sucks.
Yeah. This it'll probably be, I don't know, man. But I think forecast is calling this can be.
Well, it's only showing like 29 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I'm going to give this a break.
Yeah, it should go off.
Yeah, I think next week, I think the guys made a lot of the trash to be off the bottom, you know. Is that casket?
That's for the Chester.
Oh, okay.
Monday.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 25.3 right now. It's supposed to crisp at 28.
Thank you, Archie. Help us out.
Yeah, for the 19th, it's supposed to be back down to about 15 feet. Oh, for the tournament?
I may have to drive separate that day because I got our Easter. So about a couple hours to return. And you guys might have to pick me off and take me on.
It's on Easter?
No, it's the 19th, Saturday before Easter.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been seeing all kinds of carp and stuff.
Well, we had 2 rods out down there with night crawlers on it and nothing.
You gonna try bug or fall today or what?
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it.
I'll give this a little while yet. Like I said, I got one other hit and I missed him. But it's just like they're not hitting very hard at all. So I'm gonna give it a little bit longer than like I said.
That damn debris don't know anything it wants to go. Because the wind and the current.
So I was down by that tree. I gave up trying to fish that.
Yeah, we just kept getting launched and shit.
Well, because you guys are down there, you're getting bottom debris.
Yeah.
Here, I'm getting surface
Top
debris.
debris,
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost 1 rig, and one of them big weights. I ain't gonna lose too much more of that. I'm going.
Let me know when I owe you for those figures.
I think it was $12, I think.
Oh, boys, be safe going home.
Yeah, man. Hopefully my truck will start.
Well, let me know if you don't.
I got a damn appointment tomorrow to get it programmed. It'll start, but I gotta hold my key over to get it to stay running. But somehow it started and stayed running all the way over here. So we'll see.
Let me know if you need help, buddy.
Yeah, see y'all later.
All right, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, my buddy Will, he gave it up because all the trash and debris. He just couldn't. Him and his son was over here, and he got tired of fighting, which I don't blame him. It's frustrating, y'all, trying to fish this freaking crap. But I'm hard headed, and I'm not very smart. I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, like I said, you can't catch them on the couch. I mean, you never know when you might get a chance at a monster, you know.
of hoping one would sneak up shallow over there.
Oh, dude, they will. In this floodwater, they'll come up crazy shallow, man. I've seen some, I mean, absolutely monster blues in floodwater feeding so shallow. You see the dorsal sticking out of the water. I've seen them in the water that shallow. Boy, if this water, if it was in the high 50s or 60s, I'd feel really good about chance of getting a flathead in here, you know. But like I said, it's gotten really, it's cooled off big time with all this rain and everything. So. They missed it up here, not going up much. Rock Island, 11 feet, pretty normal. Okay. Well, Will just showed me, we were just looking while I was off camera, we was looking at the graph. And they're saying now it's supposed to crest by within the next couple of days, which I don't know. That's with all the rain up north. I'm kind of shocked at that. That being said, so but then it's gonna drop pretty quick. So if it does that, I'll be back out on the main river pretty quicker than what I was thinking. Yeah, Danny came up, fished during the catfish challenge on Catfish Weekly. He came up here, and it was the first time he ever has fished here. And he caught a couple during that. Caught like an 18 and like another. I can't remember how big, but he caught a couple that night. We were way low, way lower than it was now. But I want to get him back up here before the weather gets hot, and he starts becoming gar central.
That was 2 days after I caught that 61.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, this is a really good. This is a big fish spot in the spring. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of really hushed. I mean, I got just a couple of guys like Levi knows and a few other people, but I'm pretty hush mouth, you know, about this area, about these tributaries around. Because it's just not this one. If you can find like any creek coming into the river this time of year, it can be, it's phenomenal.
Try moving down a little bit.
Mel Price crest at 13.7 and dropped like a rock. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Sean, I want to spend some time up there this year too. Later this summer, I'm definitely going to spend some time up there and.
Big old something just rolled out there.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm seeing all kind of stuff.
That was big something.
Yeah, big carp and there's buffalo and
about halfway out, right past that pile of crap.
A lot of buffalo and carp up in here rolling. Yeah, Sean, last year the river being so daggone low, it was kind of tough. I only fished up there. Well, you guys came up there that night after I'd fished all day, and I think you guys managed one fish, and I didn't catch squat either, and it just was horrible. It'd be nice if the water would be up. Persistent. You're at the right time. It's persistent. Especially when you're a bank angler. Yeah, it definitely you've got to really look for areas that like travel corridors, feeding areas, because you're going to spend a lot of time sitting in one spot. And I'll be honest with the boat. I'm 20, 30 minutes, I'm moving. Unless I'm hunting, looking for like an absolute giant, then I'll stay parked on the spot. But like I said, I agonize over, spots before I go out a lot of times. Just trying to like, all right, what's going to be my best bet. And I do overthink it for sure. I definitely think it. So. Focus has been live for right at 3 hours now. And I'm gonna we'll give it about another hour. See what happens. What's going on, Mark? What's up, buddy? Been slow, Mark. I caught 133-pounder earlier, but it has literally came up probably 20, 25 feet in the last 24 hours where I'm at, because I'm not even where I want to be. I should be like another 300 yards that way, but the water is completely covered where I was fishing. Where I was fishing Thursday and Friday. It's probably under like 10 foot of water, 10, 15 foot of water right now. So, and I was told I was going to get down there and it was just going to be like, right to the edge of that. I come get it here, I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, it was, it came up big time, and she ain't done, so. I'll be right back, guys. Levi moved down the bank a little bit. Yeah, I was hoping some of the debris, a little more of this debris would clear out. Where am I fishing, Mark? I am on a tributary off the Mississippi. Without going into detail, you have been here. You have actually been here. So this is where I've been hammering the big ones the last few days, Mark. It's one of these places. It's a killer springtime spot. Like I was telling these folks, once the water temperature gets 60, 70 during normal stage, I won't touch this area. But once it gets, but if it's flooded, absolutely. Yeah, all this freaking cold, muddy, wet, and cold water, I think it's going to really slow the crappie down too. I think the crappie we're just starting to move up. But now all the rain and cold water, I think it's going to push them. It's going to push them back out. So yeah, this is definitely going to. Mark, like I said, it's a very hit and miss spot. If it's up, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still get on them during the summer. But I don't have a lot of faith in this spot when it's hot because there's so many gar and everything. Don't get me wrong, the big ones are in here. There's always big cat coming up in here. But whenever it starts getting that hot, I can't keep myself away from the current. It's all about current when it starts getting that hot for me. It was 30 degrees here this morning, 46 degree where it's wild. Yeah. Mark, it was 50. Let's see, last weekend it was like 56. It was starting to get up to. But we've had all these cold fronts come in and all this cold rain. I would safely say the water's probably low 50. Six. Sean? Nope. I'm not even going to comment to that because I know why he's here. I know why he may have watched somebody's videos, and that's why he's here. But he's caught a couple good fish here, but nothing. But you know, so. Boy, the wind wasn't freaking cutting. It wouldn't be bad, but boy, this wind has really picked up, and it's brisk, y'all. It was sleeting on us earlier. I mean, it was sleeting pretty good. Get home, heat up some homemade potato soup my wife made last night in a crock pot. If we wasn't having that, would be a good day. Chili for chili. Chili would be a great day for chili. All right, I freshened up the middle rod. Let's see. We're gonna give it another 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna freshen up the two rods I got shad on. I'll freshen them up for the last remainder where we're sitting here. So. Yeah, our original plan for this weekend, a bunch of us were going to get together and go to Kentucky Dam or Barkley Dam and finish stocking up on skipjack. Well, all this torrential flooding and rain definitely put a screeching halt to that. Because I've been having some folks send me some TikToks and videos of Kentucky Dam, and holy cow, the water! I mean, it's insane the amount of water that's blowing out of there right now. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, Mother Nature has just been. And folks, I mean, I know it's been this way all across the country. We cannot catch a freaking break with the storms and everything. Back in January, had a massive ice storm that just destroyed so many trees in my yard and property. I had literally probably had a semi length and width of brush I had to cut up and burn, a bunch of trees. Got the headway on that, and then we just a couple weeks ago we got a big mass of like tornadoes and windstorms, and much more other crap, and got it all burnt, taken care of, and then now just a couple days ago had another storm come in and had more brush. James, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, James, it's everything blowed out and flooded here. I had to drive through floodwaters just to get here. I had to bring my actually drive my truck today because, like I said, it was had to drive through some floodwater just to get where I'm at. So far we got 133 pounder, James, and but the bite's been like super slow. Cause the water, like I said, it's came up probably like 20-25 feet here in the last 24 hours. So. But you get a good slow ride. This kind of, you know, did some tornado work down past. Yeah, down like Danny's way. Oh my gosh, they got absolutely hammered, just hammered with the tornadoes and stuff. It's just, and it's still on the first part of April, y'all. We still got uh, all April, first of May, so we got a lot of spring weather yet to go. So. One of the joys of living in the Midwest. Delta, Missouri, the whole town got wiped out. Man, prayers go out to those folks because it's just a bad thing. A lot of them towns down there, like around the Boo Hill, Missouri, they've been hit multiple times here in the last couple of weeks with tornadoes and windstorms. It's just, yeah, it's been a wild year already. Far as weather, and it's been just an absolutely wild spring already. You know. And from what I've been like reading and hearing, I said it's going to be that way the rest of spring. It's going to be pretty wild like this. So. James, oh my God, we work is absolutely slammed. It's I worked so much stinking overtime in the last couple 3 weeks. It's just you know, and we got a ton of work going on right now. We've been crazy busy. We've had to hire in a bunch of new folks, and I don't know. You know how that goes when you have to hire some guys. 'Cause right now, as far as the construction industry, if you're worth a dang, you're working. You're steady working. So you're getting a lot of guys right now that are just not making the cut anywhere. And you're getting those guys. Don't get me wrong, you're still getting a few good ones, but you're getting other guys that just and you just kind of grin and bear it, you know. Yeah, Mark, you might like this. Nice red ear, big old red ear for bait. Got a couple of them like that. All right, let me get a piece of bait here. We're gonna freshen up. Yeah, there's a problem right now fishing. Right now, the freaking flood's got all this trash and debris you're having to deal with. If you had a stone egg, you'd probably load up a freaking carp right here. I'm watching. All right. Whew. Heading out, Mark. Later. I mean, you too, Mark. Be careful, buddy. Whew. All right. Might have to come and pull this closer rod in here in a second because got a big old giant log that's came through around this corner here that might get into my might get into that. So like I said, we're gonna give it another we'll give it another half hour, and then we'll probably call this live stream. Not saying I'm done fishing for the day because I may there's a spot I may check on the way home. The wife is doing a girls' day with the sister-in-law, some a couple other girls, I think. So I may, like I said, there's a spot on the Missouri over on the Missouri side. I may try when I leave here because I was throwing that there yesterday, and the carp was stacked in there. I mean, like freaking cordwood. If I had service there, I'd go live, but I don't think I'll get service. But like I said, I might. And it's kind of on my way home. It's a little bit on my way, but not too bad. So I think I might swing in there and give it a shot. And the crazy thing is, it it's in a creek that's nowhere even close to the side. It might be 40, 50 foot wide at most right now, even with it being blowed out. But they got these drain tiles that suck water out of the bottom ground. So they got these great big old huge pipes that that suck water out, and they're blowing it out of there. So it's just a massive, just churning area of just debris and when they have that thing running for days and days and days, oh my gosh, the amount of fish that stack up in there is crazy. I don't think it's quite to that point, but I'm gonna check it out. And plus, I can literally pull right up to it, so that's a plus too. Making homemade chowder steaks for dinner and things. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. I should have ate before I came over here. I'm freaking, I'm starving. So, what are you getting ready to say, Levi?
It's rolling on the other side.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. If I was able to, there's too much stuff in the way. If I was able to pan in there, it's actually where they release the water from the church area. It's going through there. You couldn't even anchor in that stuff if you wanted to.
That's the most I've seen it flow.
Is it? Yeah.
I ain't been out here when it's been like this though.
Yeah, I won't even waste my time right now over there. That's
Too much.
there's a spot probably 400 yards down the bank where the bank kind of cuts in real hard. If I had a boat, that's where I would anchor down on that cut, and then we're kind of.
Oh, caught all them shad that one time.
No, on this side, it cuts in real hard. There's like, it's not, even on low water, it's not much of a cut. But I think, like right now, it would be the difference in the fish landing there because it wouldn't take much. stomach growling. Heck yeah! I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that sounds so good. Like I said, yeah, we're gonna give another. Like I said, it's 3:34. When we hit the 4 hour mark in this live, I'm gonna shut it down. I don't know. I want to go. I want to go check that spot out before it gets too late in the afternoon. I want to go check it out and see if there's any fish, because there was a ton of carp and shad packed in there yesterday when I was getting bait. And I almost went there this morning, but like I said, the luck I've been having here the previous days, like, man, if any of y'all in here hadn't checked out their video I dropped this morning, go ahead and check it out. I think you guys will enjoy it. But it's one of them. I don't get no service there, but I have caught some good fish in that spot before, so I'm gonna go check it out on the way home. So.
Well, between you, me, and Will, we probably caught 300 or 400 pound of cat out of here this past month. You know?
Oh, every bit of it. I probably just what I caught.
Quarter of it alone. You know?
I probably caught well over 300 pounds. Just what I caught Friday. It was well over 300 pounds. Then probably caught another 150, 200 pounds Thursday. So.
Probably 700, 800 then, huh?
No, I'd be safe to say it was well over 1,000 pounds worth of fish we pulled out of here in the last month. So.
Like you said, a bunch of channels too.
Well, that night you and your buddy were down, I caught a couple good ones that night,
Big one.
and a crap ton of freaking channel cats, that night. So. All right, Sean. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Thanks for coming in, man. Hopefully, get to see you guys this summer here, and you and Epic get to do some fishing together again.
Yeah, I was out here for about 30 minutes. I had a big old skipjack head on. That's what that 14-pound blue hit.
Like I said, I've only caught one. Well,
I was off over here trying to see how much it weighed. I got video of my micro rod is just going crazy, going ham. And I didn't see any of it. And my buddy's like, your middle rod's going, it's going, And I turn around and it's just sitting straight back up, not doing nothing. And, get ready to go get the weight off it or the scale off it and everything. And it just hammered. It was like a little 5-pound channel cat.
Okay, yep.
I didn't even get that blue through back in the water.
Game, message me later. I'll let you know. I'm kind of, it's, like I said, I don't tell too many people. If I'm not on the Mississippi, it's a tributary off the Mississippi. Just message me later. I'll let you know. But like I said, I'm kind of keeping that hush hush. But I've had a lot of folks hone in on some of my spots, So I've been I'm kind of secretive. In rod, 14-footer, got a little real slight pull down. Yep, just kind of pulled it down just ever gradually and then popped right back up.
Yeah, I figured I'd try a little deeper for the last hour or so. I'm gonna stay out here.
Did throw come up shallow?
I threw about halfway out.
Like I said, I threw mine. I probably should have had one like really, really shallow,
Put 2 shad on one about that big and a whole one on the other one. Nip the tails off of them.
Boys and girls, the clouds are kind of breaking up. It's acting like it's wanting to finally clear off. Finally, first time in several days. Got a few clouds off to the south of us, but I just hope this ain't one of those springs, y'all, where you get like maybe a week of spring-like weather, then boom, just goes right into like 90s, I just hope it ain't one of those springs like that. Not exactly sure what time it is, but I'm got another like 20 minutes before I shut this down. Someone, well, actually, I'm thinking about is going to check in Memphis. So I figured that's what I'm thinking about going to check it. It's just I was there getting bait yesterday, and there was a bunch of bait stacked up in there, you know.
I had one fire day out there.
Huh?
I said I had one fire day out there a couple years ago.
Well, there was a guy after I got bait yesterday. He come back. He had a little bitty car
Using goldfish.
using goldfish. This old boy, he was fishing it right after I left yesterday. I don't know what he had like some Depco 33s. So I told him, I pulled up this man. You got one. You're gonna like these carp up. And, you know. 348. So yeah, about okay. It's 348. So okay. So yeah, like I said, I'll give. I peel out of here. That put me over there about 5. I'll probably fish here just only about 30 minutes. This next spot I go to, I'll have a a quick idea in a hurry if there's anything in there. Get it's such a small area. I kind of had a feeling the fish was gonna be a little. Hey JG, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I figured the water came up high as it did the last 24 hours. I figured it was gonna be a little tough. Like I said, we kept the skunk away. So, but I was hoping to maybe get on another big one for y'all.
Hoping one of mine fold over so you can see me for a skunk it and get that on the line.
Well, no, yeah, I think it's that dadgum log out there, that big old log. I think it's in this rod right here. I'm pretty sure, big old giant log out there. I'm almost positive. Yep. So, yeah, it'll probably be another. It'll be a few days before I come back to this spot because I'm gonna let some of the debris get out of this area.
Probably be Saturday before I try again.
Yeah, I might try during the week, but I, oof,
I work every other day, so I'll probably wait till Saturday. I got a weekend off for once.
I'm gonna have to. Conditions are gonna have to change big time if I come back over here though. Well, I know I should have I just got a pair of black rubber boots on. I probably should have put another pair of socks on. My feet are a
I feel that.
little, little road. Heck, you got your beds on.
Good thing.
Yeah,
I didn't stop since I've been.
I picked up my blue jeans on and like a pair of like a windbreaker pants that are waterproof on. That's all I got on right now.
I don't like playing with that coat.
Yeah.
Long sleeve with a hood, a hoodie on, plus this big coat.
I've got a t-shirt, long sleeve, and this light hoodie on. Like my upper body ain't too bad. My legs are a little cold though.
Like you said, I probably could have used another pair of socks.
Yeah, this rod right here, the big old log that's sticking up out, that just came out around this wall, and it's in my line right now. So I'm just gonna leave it there until we get ready to go. So, The old Mother Nature, yeah, she's been throwing us for a loop these last few week week or so with all the torrential downpour rains and the wind and rain, like tornadoes. It's been wild, like all over the country, and hopefully it'll start calming down. But like I said, we're just in the first part of April, so we got at least another month and a half of crazy stormy weather. So. Yo, James, they're doing great. They're doing really good. Grandbaby's getting so big. Hopefully the water straightens out around Danny. Hopefully, definitely, James, definitely. Uh, hopefully the water straightens out down around Danny's way, so we can get back out on the river. I mean, it crests, so he'll be back in the water shortly. He'll next weekend for sure. But like I said, he was dealing with some really sketchy situation today. It was good he got out of there. It's very surprised that crazy fool didn't try to go live anyway. Try. But oh man, JG, yeah, because he had that water. It was coming. Like I said, I'm above the Ohio River confluence. Don't get me wrong, the river. I mean, it's blowed out. It's going crazy up here. But Danny's getting double what I got because he has the Ohio coming in, you know, too. So he's getting he's getting a double whammy. I mean, that's how crazy it is with us because like he'll have the river just rising like crazy, and like I'm an hour and a half north, and the river will be falling, just falling like somebody pulled a drain plug out of it. Like I said, that's been between him being blowed out of Ohio confluence makes a big difference.
It was like a couple months back, you couldn't fish nowhere around here because of all the damn ice. And I went down and fished with Danny. And
Oh
like,
yeah, it was just
not a single piece anywhere.
heck. Me and Cujo come down here, and actually I had to pull him out because he slid like off into the like sliding off into the river because how the bank was so steep that ice. Yeah, like I said, it's been a crazy winter and stuff, spring. So, well, folks, I want to pull in this closest rod, see if it's on that daggum log, and then I'm gonna probably start reeling up and get ready. Like I said, I'm gonna move on to another spot, and if I do any good, I'll definitely post some pictures on Facebook, whatnot. If I do any good in the next spot, but like I said, we'll pull this rod in, see if I can even get it away from that log. Oh no. Salad, anyone? No, that's Levi, Mr. Zebco, we call him. He's been fishing with me for quite a while now.
Among several other names you can't say.
Do my best pontoon Jody imitation. Yeah, Jody likes to pick on me. I like to pick on her too. So, yeah, like I said, folks, I'm hoping by next weekend me and Danny go live again, and all of this. We have a little better conditions. But, it would have been really nice if I would have had the same conditions I had this past Thursday and Friday, because it was like the perfect storm for big fish. You know, I had rising water, but it was just starting to come up at a pretty slow, steady pace Thursday and Friday. I mean, it came up a lot, but it was slow and steady. So they was in a feed with this last 24 hours. Holy cow. The amount of water that's just dumped in here, it's just nuts. So, well, folks, I think we're going to shut this thing down. Thank you all so much for coming in here, hanging out with me. Like I said, we kept the skunk off with the 33 pounder, but like I said, hopefully next weekend we'll get out here a little bit more better condition, and Danny will be able to come up and fish. The rest of us with better condition and whatnot. So, but thank you all for coming in. God bless y'all. Catch you on the next one. Oh.